Dale Earnhardt is a name that, for many, symbolizes the very spirit and heart of stock car racing. When people think of NASCAR, Dale's face and legacy often come to mind. Known as a racing titan, Earnhardt's name echoes throughout the corridors of motorsport's history as a shining example of determination, skill, and unparalleled achievement. Not only was he an incredibly skilled driver, but his personal qualities like grit, tenacity, and resilience made him stand out even more. But first, smash that like and subscribe for more. Now let's deep dive into the mesmerizing world of Dale Earnhardt, sprinkled with some crazy facts. Born in the year 1951, in the small town of Kannapolis in North Carolina, Dale wasn't new to the buzz and roar of racing tracks. His father, Ralph Earnhardt, wasn't just an ordinary man. He was a legend in short track driving. It's said that Ralph's success on the racetrack was so vast that on some days, the sun would set twice before he finished collecting all his trophies. It was clear as daylight that the younger Earnhardt had racing in his blood, having absorbed his father's fiery passion for speed and fierce competition. Here's a wild fact. Some say that as a child, Dale could hear the sound of a racing engine and accurately tell the make and model of the car. But life is never a straight path. It is filled with sharp turns and unexpected obstacles. For Dale, one such tragic bend in the road was the untimely death of his father. The pain of losing his mentor and hero at a young age was unbearable. But instead of letting the tragedy pull him down, it became the fire that fueled his ambition. It molded his iron will and pushed him to chase his dreams with even more fervor. Starting as a young, hopeful racer, Dale's journey wasn't lined with roses. With limited funds and without the backing of a significant racing lineage, finding sponsors or joining renowned teams felt almost like a distant dream. But here's the crazy part. Even when he was racing with equipment that some would laugh at, thinking it inferior, Dale's unmatched determination shone through. There are tales of him driving cars that had parts held together by mere hope and his sheer will, making them perform as if they were top-tier racing machines. No matter the hurdles, Dale Earnhardt's story is a testament to the saying that nothing is impossible if you have the heart and the drive. It's a tale of an underdog who, with his relentless spirit, became a legend in the world of motorsports. Back in 1975, there was a buzz in the NASCAR community. A young driver named Dale Earnhardt had arrived, racing in the World 600 at Charlotte. And guess what? He wasn't even in his own car. He was driving on borrowed wheels. Though he didn't manage to clinch the top spot, everyone who had eyes on the race could sense something special. There was an electrifying energy around this newbie. Those in the know whispered, "Watch out for Earnhardt, he's going places." As the late 1970s rolled on, Dale's innate talent wasn't just the subject of whispers. It began screaming loudly, and he landed a full-time gig with Rod Osterlund Racing. This wasn't just another deal, it was the catapult that shot Dale into the big league. Here's a wild fact. In 1979, only a few years after his debut, Earnhardt bagged the Rookie of the Year title. If anyone needed a sign of the monumental feats he was destined for, this was it. The 1980s, they were golden for Dale. The very start of the decade had him bagging the prestigious Winston Cup championship in 1980. And this wasn't just a win, it was a declaration. Dale Earnhardt was the shining star NASCAR had been waiting for. Everyone knew a legend was in the making. But let's not overlook the challenges along the way. The path to legendary status is never without its thorns. In the world of racing, changes in team ownership can be chaotic, causing ripples that unsettle even the best racers. However, Dale wasn't one to lose direction. In 1984, destiny played its part, and Earnhardt teamed up with Richard Childress Racing, or RCR. This partnership would later be celebrated as one of the most successful pairings in NASCAR history. With RCR by his side, Dale took to the track in the black No. 3 Chevrolet, a sight to behold. This car, combined with Dale's fearless, almost daredevil style of racing, gave birth to his nickname, the Intimidator, and boy did he live up to it. The latter years of the 1980s saw Dale, with his unmatched aggression, claiming championships in 1986 and 1987. But as with all things larger than life, opinions on him were polarizing. Die-hard fans admired his relentless spirit, while critics thought him too risky. But no matter the viewpoint, when Earnhardt raced, he was the center of attention every single time. Now let's step into the 1990s. Dale was on fire, bagging championships in 1990 and 91, one after the other. But it wasn't just his racing achievements that made headlines. Off the track, Dale was a legend too. Stories began to circulate of his big-hearted gestures away from the public eye. Fans found in him a hero who was both fierce on the track and warm-hearted off it. The bond he shared with his followers wasn't just that of a racer and fans, it was almost mythical, a connection of spirits. Earnhardt wasn't just a NASCAR superstar, he was an icon with a golden heart. The Daytona 500 is like the Super Bowl for NASCAR fans. Anyone who's anyone in the racing world dreams of winning this one-of-a-kind race. It's got history, glory, and a kind of magic that's hard to put into words. But for Dale Earnhardt, this particular race seemed like a dream that just wouldn't come true. Year after year, he'd come close. He'd lead laps, pull off incredible moves, and have fans at the edge of their seats. But each time, victory just seemed out of reach. And then 1998 rolled in. In that year, after countless attempts, after so many moments that he could almost touch that trophy but had it slip away, Dale finally did it. He won the Daytona 500. Can you imagine the feeling? It wasn't just a personal victory for Dale. It felt like a win for everyone who had ever cheered for him, who had ever worn his number, who had ever believed in the Intimidator. An insane fact. When Earnhardt won, almost every crew member from every team lined up to congratulate him on his way to the winner's circle, showcasing the immense respect he commanded to the racing community. Now let's jump a few years ahead to 2001, a year that nobody in the NASCAR world will ever forget. The new century had just started and hopes were high. The Daytona 500 was back, and so was the excitement. But as the race neared its end, disaster struck. On the very last lap, Dale Earnhardt had a terrible crash. The kind of crash that leaves a cold silence in the air. The heart of NASCAR, its beloved hero, was gone. It wasn't just a loss for the sport, it was like the world lost a part of its soul. People from all corners, whether they were racing fans or not, felt the weight of this tragedy. Looking back at his life, Dale Earnhardt's journey is nothing short of inspirational. He started from the very bottom, faced so many challenges, but never gave up. His life story is like a lesson in never quitting, in fighting for your dreams no matter what. Even now when you go to a race, there's something missing. The tracks might be missing the unmistakable sound of the number 3 Chevrolet, but ask any fan and they'll tell you in their memories, in their hearts, the legend of the Intimidator. Dale Earnhardt's legacy is more than just race wins. He wasn't only a great racer, but also a very kind and giving person. Throughout his life, many people, including media, NASCAR workers, teams, sponsors, and fans had good times with him. Earnhardt's wish was to spend time with others that proved he really wanted to help NASCAR grow. Even after he stopped racing, Earnhardt kept working as a speaker, podcast maker, and team leader. His work showed his strong love for NASCAR and his hope to make it even better. More than just records and awards, Earnhardt's place in the Hall of Fame shows how much he cared about NASCAR. His many wins, top races, and many fans make him a real legend. As he gets this big award, it's clear that Dale Earnhardt's story will keep touching future race fans, not only for his racing skills, but also for his kind heart that made him a true Hall of Famer in every way. What qualities or aspects of Dale's story have inspired you the most? Is it his determination and resilience in the face of adversity, his unmatched skill as a racer, or perhaps his kind-hearted nature off the track? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe for more.